And muting you. And I love you, Mama. Let's just do this thing, do this thing. Thursdays, man. Not very many people here. It's weird. I don't understand. Just don't understand it. Okay, hang on. Shit. Oh, that's on, that's on. Okay. Now I'm gonna do this. Make sure you can still hear. Oop. Can you still hear me? Hopefully. Okay. Oh, cool. Right. Give a strap, Mom. Get a strap to use. I'll try this view. I don't like to be so intrusive of you guys. Does it bother you? Does this bother you? Ian is being not clear. Okay. Yeah. I think since there's only a few of you, I'm gonna do straps. So, mhm. You grab one for yourself, Laura, if you're up there. Thank you. Okay, Paul. Thank you, Laura. Okay, friends. So I figure why not use some straps today? Since we definitely have enough. Don't get scared, Paul. All right. So make sure, well, I guess before we start, just quickly, um, reminder, I think you guys have all heard me say this, but I have my frequency class this Saturday. It's my breathwork and sound. It's 7 to 9 p.m. and it is just a, just it's an experience, if nothing else. If you're around this Saturday and don't have plans, I'd love to have you. It's just there's no movement, it's just breathing. You can move if you want to, but it's not instructed. Um, so yeah, just like half the class is straight breathing, and then half the class is just after you've done breath work that long, your body already feels like it's vibrating and it's open, and then you have all the sounds and you just lay there and feel everything. So it's, I think, a cool experience, if nothing else, or an interesting experience. And it can also be a really transformational experience for some people. So that's this Saturday. And then this is Ian, if you guys don't know Ian. He teaches here. If you ever feel like coming to an earlier class on Thursdays, 7:30 to 8:30, and it's Restore, correct? Restore and Poetry. Slow flow restore. Cool. So 7:30 to 8:30, and it's actually why you may not have heard about it is because it's not through Mosaic, it's through the local co-op. So I know it's kind of confusing, but okay. Shall we just go ahead and do our thing? Let's start on our backs and grab your strap. You can just set it somewhere to the side, but make sure it's somewhere you'll be able to find it really easily, and then just go ahead and lie down. And then when you lie down, it might feel good to take a big full body stretch. Might feel good to hug your knees in, just rock a little bit side to side. So any little bits and pieces of movement or wiggles. And then eventually come to rest in any position that you would like, just laying down on your back. So maybe you're in Shavasana. Maybe you bring your feet to the ground with your knees bent. Maybe feet together, knees apart. Arms might be down by your sides or out to your sides. Maybe you want to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And then eventually either close your eyes, or if you prefer to keep them open, just soften your gaze. And take your time just feeling into this space. So feel your body on the ground. Feel the air on your skin, the temperature in the room, the energy. Notice sounds around you as they come and go. And then start to notice your inner space a little more. So how you feel, physical sensations inside your body, energetic sensations, and even emotions that might be present. Just whatever's flowing through you this morning. See if you can start to become more aware of it. And the next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you possibly can. And when you think you are full, see if there's even an extra little sip that you can find at the top. Great big open mouth sigh. When you're ready, let it go. Good job. Again, just like that. Inhale, fill up. Pause at the top. Extra little sip, maybe even two. And then open your mouth, let it go. Nice job, you guys. One more time, just like that. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Breathe down into your fingertips, down into your toes, up into the crown of your head. And eventually, when you are ready, just sigh out your mouth, let it go. Very nice. Feel your lips now. And begin to drop into your Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. See if you can start to not just feel your breath as it flows through, but also hear your breath. So the inhale, it's like a really, really deep, slow motion gasp. Moves all the way down from your diaphragm, so your belly expands as you breathe in. And then each exhale, it's like you're fogging up a window, but your lips are sealed over the breath. So essentially, you're fogging up a window on the inside of your body. You're starting to build a little heat from the inside. So stay right here for as long as you would like, just connecting to your breath. If you are ready to move, go ahead and draw both of your knees in towards your belly and just take a little rock from side to side. And you can either keep your knees together as you rock, or if you want, you can move your knees in different directions. Maybe draw hearts with your kneecaps, just feeling into your hips a bit more. And then eventually, just set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Locate your strap. And then lift your right foot up and wrap your strap around the sole of your right foot. I recommend the arch or the ball of your foot, but place it intentionally. And then extend your right leg straight up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Flex your toes back and press up through your heel. And then you can keep your left foot on the ground with your knee bent, or if you'd like, you can slide your left foot forward and extend your left leg. Imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your left thigh. Walk your hands as far up on the strap as you want to, but keep a nice neutral spine. So backs of your shoulders are pulling down towards the ground, rooting down towards the ground. Breathe up the length of your right leg. Imagine, visualize your breath moving up your leg. And then you might even explore pulling a little more on one side of your strap and then the other. So particularly for me, when I pull on the outer strap, the outside strap, kind of get more of a stretch in the outside of my thigh. So feel into it, be curious. Take just a couple more breaths right here. And then let your right leg just open all the way out to the right. So bring both ends of your strap into your right hand as you open your right leg out to the right. We won't hold it here very long, but press out through your right heel, flex back through your toes. And if your left leg is extended, make sure back of your left hip is rooting down, or at least that's the action you are creating. Take one more great big breath with your right leg out to the right. And then slowly bring your right leg back up through center. Switch your grip so strap comes into your left hand. Right arm out to the right. You might scoot your hips over to the right a bit and roll onto your left side for a supine twist. If you would rather not worry about your leg here and you just want to focus on the twist, please feel free to let go of your strap and just let your knee bend. If you want to work that length in your right leg still, keep pressing out through your heel. See if you can maneuver your body around so you're on the outside of your left ribs. So you're on your left side, or I shouldn't say outside of your left ribs, but I guess outside of your left hip. And then your ribs are twisting to let your heart open towards the sky. But sometimes I need to scoop my hips around a little bit so that I can be here in a sustainable way. Take about 2 more rounds of breath all the way down to your belly, all the way down into your low back. Good job, friends. And then as you're ready, just slowly start to come back to center. So adjust your hips if needed so they're back in alignment, straight down from your shoulders. Release your strap. So bend your right knee, set your strap off to the side, and just give your right knee a big squeeze up towards your right armpit. So hands around the front of your shin or back of your thigh. Squeeze your right knee in and up as you take a great big huge Buddha belly breath. And then end of your exhale, release your right leg. Take a full body stretch. Arms reach long, legs reach long. See if you can actively reach through fingertips and toes. And notice if as you do that, your ribs lift a lot. See if you can press down through your back ribs just a little bit. So find a more neutral spine as you extend. One more inhale. And then exhale, both knees into your belly. Gently rock it out side to side. Give your low back a nice little massage. And then eventually just set your right foot down with your knee bent. Grab your strap and place it around the sole of your left foot. Extend your left leg straight up towards the sky. So you can take as much time as you need to kind of work your way into this pose. Maybe you like to wrap your strap around your hands. Maybe you like a bend in your knee. So please bend your knee as much as you need to so that you're not pulling on your low back. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Press up through your heel. See if you can root down through the backs of your shoulders. Feel into a neutral spine. At any time, if you haven't already, you're welcome to slide your right foot forward and lengthen your right leg. Then imagine that heavy sandbag on top of your right thigh. Visualize your breath moving up your left leg, creating space through your hamstring, that big long muscle in the back of your thigh. Flex your toes, even your little baby pinky toe. Maybe you pull on one side of your strap more than the other. Just kind of explore that. In your next breath or two, switch your strap into just your left hand and let your left leg open out to the left. Keep pressing out through your heel. Maybe you want to extend your right arm out to the right. See if you can stay rooted through the backs of your shoulders, backs of your hips. And if you have your right leg extended, that heavy sandbag on the top of your right thigh. Nice job, friends. Just a couple more breaths. Feel that opening in the front of your left hip, your inner thigh, your groin. Breathe down into it. And then as you are ready, you can start to find your way slowly into your twist. So coming through center, switch your grip, and then left arm out. Maybe scoot your hips to the left a bit as you roll onto your right side. So you're on the outside of your right hip, twisting at your center. Shoulders square towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Breathe down into your belly. If you want to let go of your strap and just focus on the twist, that is more than fine with me. So please give yourself whatever you need most, and then just be with it. Breathe into it. Soften around it. Last couple of rounds. When you feel pretty much even with your twist on both sides, and I'll just leave it up to you, start your transition back to center, back to neutral. So scoot your hips back in alignment with shoulders, straight down from shoulders. And then draw your left knee, release your strap, bend your left knee, and draw it up towards your left armpit. So hands around the front of your left shin or back of your left thigh. Good job. Great big huge squeeze as you pull your knee in and up. Great big huge breath down into your belly, and then turn it into a half happy baby whenever you are ready. Did we do half happy baby on the other side? I can't remember. We do half happy baby on the other side, you guys. Or did I just throw that in? If we didn't and you want to even yourself out, did we not? Go for it. So you can release your left leg and take your right leg in. Or yeah, maybe you just want to go for a full happy baby right away. I couldn't remember if I did that or not. And then whenever you are ready, no rush. You want another full body stretch, or maybe you just want to give your knees a great big squeeze in. So take a moment, just kind of neutralizing your own body however you would like. We'll eventually meet on hands and knees. So you can get there your own way, or you can hug your knees in and take some rocks forward and back along your spine. So you rock and roll a few times. And then eventually you can just rock up, cross your ankles, and roll over your feet. Hands to the ground in front of you. Maybe crawl back a little bit so you're nice and centered on your mat. And then just start to move from hands and knees once you get there in any way you would like. So intuitive, mindful, creative movement. Just feeling into your body. Feeling into your spine, your hips, your shoulders, even your hands, your fingers, your wrists. Good job, friends. And no rush. In your next few breaths, downward facing dog. And put little consent coasters by the sides of your mat. So just know that they are there. You can flip it over if you're wanting adjustments. Keep it where it's at if you're not feeling them today. Once you are back in your down dog, take about 5 rounds. Feel around, pedal out your heels, shift your weight from side to side. Give your hips a little shift from side to side. Yeah, so just feeling into your dog pose today, as if it's the first time you've been here. Feeling into all that length from your fingertips up to your sit bones. Maybe you want to bend your knees a lot to find more space in your back, to find more length in your side bodies. So please see if you can get this pose to work for your body rather than trying to get your body to fit into the pose or forcing it into the pose the way you think it's supposed to look. So feel into it. Bend your knees a lot. Maybe even lift your tiptoes if that feels better. Spread your fingers and find your strong foundation through your hands. Nice job, everybody. Take one more great big in-breath into your dog pose. And then as you exhale, gaze to the top of your space, and however you would like to get there, forward fold. Once you have arrived, just hang out in your fold for a moment. I recommend feet hips width distance apart or maybe even wider. Little or big bend in your knees. So rather than rocking back into your heels and locking out your knees, bring your weight forward. Bend your knees a lot. Weight more in your toes and the balls of your feet. And then focus on lifting your sit bones as high as you can by engaging your core, by connecting to your center. You should be able to let your neck relax. So if you're using your core to hold you, you don't need to look forward. You can let your head be heavy. Take a couple more rounds, just hanging out, maybe bobbing, swaying, bouncing. So in safe, rather than leaning back into your heels, you can bring your weight forward, bend your knees, lift your butt, and then feel your core engage. Let your neck go. Yeah. Inhale, halfway lift position, spinal extension. And exhale, bow, let it go. Nice job. You guys do that one more time. Halfway lift. So stick your butt out, press back through the tops of your thighs, broaden your sit bones. Exhale, fold. Find your center. So navel to spine connection. From that place, rise. Come through your halfway lift all the way up. Reach up and stretch tall. Hands to heart as you exhale. Ah. Good. With your breath, inhale, high mountain, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. So hinge at your hips. Weight is more forward, so heels are light. You should be able to lift them up as you dive. Inhale, halfway lift position. How much length can you create? And then exhale, as you're ready, let it go. Fold all the way to empty. Find your center. From that place, rise. Big stretch at the top, breathe in. And exhale, hands to heart. Nice aerial. One more time, just like that with your breath. High mountain. Exhale, follow your breath down slowly. So stick your butt out, reach your heart forward, bend your knees a lot if it's helpful. Halfway lift position as you inhale. So all that length, even strength in your back body. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, rise up. Arms to the sky, great big stretch at the top. Fill up with breath. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, inhale, take your arms up. Pause here. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Turn your left palm towards the right side of the room. And then up and over towards the right wall with your upper body. Your hips are moving towards the left, towards the windows. More weight in your left foot, and especially root into the inner edge of your left foot. Maybe reach your right tiptoes out to the right. Feel a crescent moon shape in your body. Yeah. Keep your left shoulder plugged in, so pull it back and down. Good job. Nice, Chris. Take one more round. Soften around the pose. Good, Cam. Inhale, back up. Switch your grip. So grab your right wrist. Is that correct? And then up and over towards the window. So just the other side. So everything switches. More weight in your right foot now. Press into the inner edge. Maybe left tiptoes reach out to the left. Right shoulder plugged into the socket. So pull it back and down. And then as you gently tug with your left arm, resist with your right arm. So if you were to let go, your right arm would slingshot. Take one more breath. Nice, Paul. Inhale, back up. And then as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades squeeze your spine. If your tendency is to lock out your elbows like I'm doing right now, bend your elbows, press your palms together, and imagine your elbows are magnetized. Try to squeeze them closer. Now, see if you can start to reach your hands back. Maybe even lift your heart up, puff up your chest. Hug in with your inner thighs as you gently press your hips forward. Take one more big, huge in-breath. Keep your clasp, hinge at your hips all the way down. Exhale, fold. Nice, Laura. Hang out in your fold for a few rounds. Maybe You can give your head a little shake, a little nod, so make sure your neck is relaxed. Notice where you're holding the weight in your feet. Try not to rock back into heels. Bring your weight forward and find that connection to center. Lift your butt as high as you can. Lift your knuckles as high as you can. Awesome work, you guys. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to low back. Release your clasp. Nice and easy. Release. Let it go. Yeah. And then halfway lift on an in-breath. Realign. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, plank position. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Push the ground away. Find your strength. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Spider-Man Cobra, so hands out wide on the hardwood floor. Lift up to your fingertips. Inhale, lift your heart. And then as you exhale, take a little twist to your right. Dip your left shoulder down. Hands nice and wide to make space for your shoulders. Inhale back through center. Lift your heart. Tone your belly. Press through your pelvis. Other side. Twist. Good. Inhale back to center. Heart lifts. You can go one more time each way, or you can try your own heart opener, different variation if you'd rather. So take your time. Eventually, my friends, see you back in down dog. No rush. Ujjayi breath. So fire it up. Feel it slow, steady, powerful, strong. Next time you inhale, take your right leg to the sky. And then see if, without moving through your hands or your shoulders, you can open up your right hip. So bend your right knee, reach it out and up. It's like your right hip is a hinge on a door and your right leg is the door. It just swings open. Squeeze an invisible rolled up washcloth behind your right knee and flex your right toes. See if you can feel the muscle on the outside of your right butt cheek. It's called your medial glute. See if you can feel it squeeze. Lift your right knee a little higher. One more in breath. Awesome work. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, or as close as you can come. Push the ground away. Inhale, back up. Nice in. You can open your hip if you want. Up to you. Exhale, right to right. Aim for your armpit. Maybe even add a little push-up. Don't let your butt drop. Inhale, back up. Three-legged dog. And then last one. Everybody knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly. Step forward softly. Crescent lunge. Take your time to rise up. Settle in. So front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Energetically pull your front hip back and your back hip forward. So it's like you're plugging the femur bones into the hip sockets. Your lower body is your strong foundation. Your upper body, it's your own unique expression. So you don't have to change anything physically, but what do you want to embody today in this pose? Feel into it, breathe into it. Take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to the ground. We're just gonna add a little twist here. So left hand down, right arm to the sky. Open up through the right side of your heart. You can absolutely stay here. You're perfect. Stay here, breathe here. If you want to take it a little bit further, go a little deeper. Option to walk your left hand off the left side of your mat. Reach your right fingertips back. See if you can let your heart look up. Keep your legs strong so you're not collapsing into your legs. Legs are strong. Make this mobility come from your mid and your upper back. Take one last huge round. Yes. Very nice. Awesome, Kay. End of your exhale, release. Walk your hands over to the left long edge of your yoga mat. Parallel your feet. Straighten out your legs. So you're in a wide-legged straddle. Inhale, halfway lift. Pause here and see if you can reach your arms out to both sides. Like you have great big wings, palms face the ground. Yeah. Stick your butt out, reach your heart forward, and see if you can engage through the front of your thighs. Feel that stretch in the backs of your legs. Weight, not in your heels, a little more in the balls of your feet and your toes. One more great big inhale, lengthen in every direction. Let it all go. Exhale. You can either fold, or if you want to move and explore, you are more than welcome to. You've got about 5 to 7 breaths here. So notice whatever there is to notice. Feel around. Big, spacious breaths. You can sigh it out your mouth anytime. So if you feel like there's a lot of sensation, there's a lot of energy, there's a sense of overwhelm, give it somewhere to go. Ah. Last couple rounds. Nice job, everybody. Nice, Christine. All right. Next time you breathe in, come back to your halfway lift, but this time fingertips just on the ground. And then crawl your hands to the top of your space. Rotate your toes forward. You're back to your low lunge. Standing splits. Right foot roots down, left leg to the sky. And I don't care if you open your hip or keep your hip square, that's up to you. But try not to sink into your outer right hip. So hug in with your right inner thigh. Lift from your belly button, just like you would do in your forward fold. Let your neck relax, just like you would do in your forward fold. See if you can spread through your left toes. See if you can breathe all the way up into your left toes. One more inhale. Awesome, Chris. Exhale. Step your left foot down next to right. Top of your space. Forward fold. Give your right leg a little shake out if you'd like. Find your breath. Inhale to a halfway lift position. Exhale. Let it go. Root through your feet. Rise all the way up to stand. Arms reach up. Stretch top. And then as you exhale, hands to your hips. So hands to hips. Right foot stays rooted. Step your left foot back a couple of feet, setting up for pyramid pose. So I personally like my feet on 2 train tracks with all of my toes facing forward. Traditionally, it's a balance beam with a little angle in your back foot. For me, that pulls on my back knee and ankle when I try to square off my hips. So do whatever works best for you. Feel into your square hips. And then whenever you're ready, arms to the sky. As you reach up, keep pulling right hip back and left hip forward. Hug in with your inner thighs. Take one more in breath. And then as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades squeeze your spine, maybe hands reach back, maybe heart lifts up. It's a little balance challenge. Take one more big inhale. And then hinge at your hips. Keep your clasp all the way down. So lead with your heart. When you can't lengthen anymore, then work your fold. Forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine. Lift your knuckles up, up, up. Lift your right butt cheek up, up, up. If you want to let go of the arms and just focus on the legs, please feel free. So whatever will be more skillful for you, you've got about 3 more deep breaths. See if you can be in the pose, even if it's uncomfortable. For me, I usually shake in this pose. My front leg shakes. It's not a bad thing. It means you met an edge. So be with it. Breathe into it. Soften around it. One last big inhale. If you still have your clasp, exhale, hands to low back, and then release. Everybody, end of your exhalation, fingertips to the ground if they're not there already. And then step your back foot all the way to the back of your mat until you're in a low lunge. And then step your front foot to the back of your mat until you're in a plank position. From here, side plank, Vashisthasana. Right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of right foot. If you want to bring right knee or right forearm down, please feel free. Nice, Kay. So as long as you've got your bottom knee lifted, focus on lifting your hips so high. So the more you can lift your hips, the more weight that takes out of your wrist and your shoulder. Option to reach left arm forward and maybe even float your left leg up. So your personal fullest expression. Use so much strength and power, but then soften around it. Find a little bit of sweetness. Take one last round. Nice job, everybody. End of your exhale, plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale to slowly lower down. Back bend of your choice with your in-breath. Lift your heart. See in. Awesome, Lara. And then whenever you're ready, friends, just a child's pose. Sit back and rest for a moment. So take a moment to simply just feel, just breathe, just notice. Notice right side versus left side. Notice your breath. Notice, even after just a little bit of mindful movement, conscious breathing, how much easier it is now to feel the energy inside of you, to feel what's moving through you. In your next couple of rounds, downward facing dog. Reconnect your Ujjayi breath. All right, from your down dog, left leg to the sky. And then again, try not to move through hands or shoulders. Make this movement come from your left hip joint. Peel your left hip open, bend your knee, reach it out and up. So your right inner thigh is hugging in, your left outer glute is squeezing, your left foot is active. And imagine that invisible rolled up washcloth behind your behind your left knee. Try to squeeze it. Lift your left knee a little bit higher. Take one more inhale. Nice, Cam. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Push the ground away as you come forward. Get as close as possible. Inhale, back up. Awesome, Paul. You can open your hip if you'd like. Exhale, left to left. Aim high. Aim for your armpit. Maybe even add a little push up. And then back up, three-legged. Last time, knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly. Then as soft as possible, step forward. Crescent lunge. Rise in your own time. So high on the ball of your back foot, front knee over front ankle. You can find your widest stance, but then rather than sinking into it, hug in, find the strength. So front hip pulls back hip pulls forward, your inner thighs squeeze, low belly tone, so that little navel to spine connection to support low back. Heart lifts, your own unique expression through your upper body. What does that feel like today? What do you want it to feel like today? Big, deep, powerful breath. Feel yourself in this pose, in this moment. One more great big inhale. And exhale, hands come down. Add your twists. So right hand on the ground, or I just lift my right fingertips personally, left arm to the sky. Legs are strong. You're twisting from your center. You can stay right here. This is a great place to stay and work. If you want to deepen it, start to walk your right hand off the right side of your mat, and then left fingertips reach back like you're trying to touch the person behind you, like you're trying to let your heart look up towards the sky. Keep your legs strong. Yes. Take one more big deep breath all the way down into your belly, end of your exhale. Nice work, friends. Let it go. Walk your hands over to the right long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Halfway lift position. Inhale, pause, and either reach your arms out like we did before, or if you want more, you can reach your arms straight forward like you're in a warrior three with your arms. Make sure you don't round your spine. So if anything, bend your knees. Stick your butt out behind you. Reach forward through the crown of your head and then squeeze through the fronts of your thighs. Take one last big, huge in-breath. Everything lengthens. Exhale, let it go. Ah. Take it anywhere you want to explore or be still. Few deep breaths. Open your mouth inside out anytime. Nice job, everybody. All right, next time you inhale, back to your halfway lift, but this time fingertips on the ground. So bend your knees as much as needed. Crawl your hands to the top of your space and rotate your toes forward. So you'll be back in a low lunge. From your low lunge, standing splits. So right leg reaches up. Do not let the name of this pose psych you out. It doesn't have to look anything even close to the splits. Think of it as a one-legged forward fold. So just like you would in a forward fold, connect to your center. Let your neck relax, head heavy. Maybe you want to wrap left arm behind left leg. See if you can spread your right toes, reach your right leg a little bit higher. Good, one last big inhale. Awesome, Cam, exhale, right foot comes down next to left, top of your mat. And give your left leg a little shake out. Ujjayi breath. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, bow and fold. Press into your feet. Heart leads all the way up. Rise, arms reach. And then exhale, hands to your hips one more time. So this time, your left foot will stay where it's at. Right foot steps back. Find your ideal stance. So you want both feet flat on the ground. Sometimes I see people with their back heel lifted. Try to get your back heel down. And then 2 train tracks or a balance beam, whatever works best for you. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. So if you were to look down at your hips, they are straight across from one another. Whenever you're ready, take your arms to the sky. As you reach up, keep drawing left hip back, drawing right hip forward. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace. This time, switch your fingers to one finger over. So it's going to feel a little bit awkward, a little bit uncomfortable. See if you can be with that. Roll your shoulders back and down. Squeeze shoulder blades towards your spine. Maybe reach your hands back. Maybe lift your heart up. One more big inhale. Puff up your heart. And then keep your clasp. Hinge at your hips. Slow dive. So your heart leads, pull your left hip back, and up. As you bow, eventually forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, and then navel towards your spine at the bottom of each exhale. That's your invitation to dive a little deeper, to fold a little further. Big, deep breaths. If you want to let go of the arms, just focus on the legs. That is absolutely perfectly fine. So wherever you are at, be there. Breathe into it. Soften around it. Nice job. If you still have your fingers interlaced, one more inhale. Exhale, hands to your low back, then release your clasp. Let your fingertips come to the ground. So everybody bend your front knee if you need to. Well, actually, you can bend your front knee anyway. Just step your back foot back so you'll be in a low lunge. Yeah. And then step your front foot back. You'll be in a plank pose. Side plank, Vashisthasana. Left hand is your foundation this time. Please feel free to come down to left knee or forearm if you want to. Otherwise, if your bottom knee is lifted, lift your hips so high. Maybe right arm reaches forward, bicep next to your ear. Maybe right leg floats up. Think of a crescent moon shape. Think of a rainbow or an arch. Create it with your body. Breathe into it. Awesome, Laura. Take one last full round. And end of your exhale. Nice, Ariel. Come back to a plank. Nice, Christine. Inhale at the top of your push-up. And then slowly lower. Exhale. Back bend of your choice as you breathe in. Take your time. And then just sit back, child's pose. Take a moment. Feel your body. Feel your breath. Feel whatever is flowing through. If you'd like, sigh it out your mouth. In your next couple rounds, downward facing dog. All right, great big inhale into your down dog. Push the ground away. And then exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, however you'd like to get there, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet all the way up. Great big stretch at the top, inhale. And then hands to heart, exhale. All right. Grab your strap one more time. Well, actually, this might be second to last time. Okay. You knew this was coming, right? So we're going to be balancing on our right foot. Pick up your left foot and bring your strap around the sole of your left foot. And then see if you can extend your left leg straight forward. Woo. So both hands on your strap, perfectly fine. Or if you want to bring your strap into just your left hand, that's fine too. Hug in with your inner thighs. Press out through your heel, flex your toes, focus your gaze. This is hard enough maybe for a lot of us, so feel free to stay here. Otherwise, we're going to start to open it up. So bring your strap into your left hand. Left leg goes out. Right arm goes out. See if you can feel that squeezing in the outside of your left butt cheek, kind of like you're wrapping it under your body. Press out through your heel, flex your toes. Good. Maybe stay balanced, bring it back through center. Switch your grip. And then we're going to twist. Left arm reaches back. Maybe gaze back, maybe not. Up to you. 1 or 2 breaths here. Squeeze your inner thighs. Press out through your heel, flex your toes. Come back to center. Just let your strap drop and reach your arms up. Inhale here. Yay! Set your foot down. Even out your weight. Dive down, forward fold. Good job. Hang out in your fold. Maybe walk it out. Maybe ragdoll it out. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Plant your hands. Feet back. Move through your vinyasa however you want. Yeah, sorry. You might have to kind of scoot your strap out of the way. Take your time. No rush. Back to down dog as you are ready. Really nice, everybody. Big deep breath. Inhale your right leg high. Open your right hip. You're more than welcome to stay right here, or option if you would like to flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind you. Right arm reaches forward or right hand behind your head. Heart wants to look at the front wall. See if you can let it. Lift your hips up. Breathe all the way down into your belly. One last huge breath. Nice, Laura. And then come back. Awesome, Christine. Bring it back into a regular down dog and just walk it out. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, look forward, step, tiptoe, or hop. Forward fold. Halfway lift once you've arrived. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Let it go, fold. Okay, listen here. You're going to stay in your fold and just bring your right foot behind your left foot as if you were standing on a balance beam. So the backs of your toes line up or even touch the back of your heel, or excuse me, the front of your toes, touch the back of your left heel. And then from here, keep your feet on the balance beam. You can use a block under your hands if it's helpful. Start to crawl your hands to your left side. And then pull your right hip back. Stay rooted mostly through your back foot, your right foot. So if your front foot has to lift or your front knee has to bend, that's fine. Work your back leg straight. Pull your right hip back. Breathe up your right side. Breathe down the back of your right leg. Couple more rounds. Keep your feet on your balance beam. Bring your hands back to center. Inhale to a halfway lift. Pull your left butt cheek back. So it's a balance challenge. Exhale, fold. Stay on your balance beam. See if you can rise all the way up. Arms to the sky. Woo, hands to your heart center. Good job. You can let that go. Grab your strap one more time. Now really one more time. And this time we'll root down into left foot. So left foot is your foundation. Lift your right foot up. Grab your strap. And start to find your balance as you extend your right leg forward. So hands can be on both sides of your strap or both sides in one hand, up to you. Hug in with your inner thighs. Flex your toes, press through your heel. Slow, deep breath. Whenever you're ready, you can start to open it up. So right leg to the right, left arm to the left. Squeeze through your outer right glute and see if you can kind of wrap your butt cheek underneath your body rather than sticking your butt out. Press out through your heel, flex your toes. Slowly, intentionally, come back through center. Maybe staying balanced and moving into your twist. Woo! So switch your strap and then start to work your twist. So you'll be gazing back, maybe at your right fingertips, or maybe you take your gaze towards the sidewall. See if you can stay balanced. Take one last round. And then slowly come back to center and just drop your strap, standing staff. Yay! Inhale. Exhale, set your foot down, even out your weight all the way down. Fold, walk it out, bounce it out, ragdoll it out, shake it out. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Vinyasa, your way, take your time. Okay, you might have to scoot your strap out of the way. Back to down dog as you're ready. Big deep breath. Inhale, left leg high. Open your left hip. Stay right here, or option to flip your dog. So left foot comes down. Face in. Now see if you can let your heart look forward. So lift your hips and use the mobility in your mid and upper back. Yes, breathe down into your belly. Awesome, Ariel. Wherever you are at, my friends, one last huge breath. Good. Okay, and then bring it back. Regular downward facing dog. Just walk it out. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, gaze forward, step or float, top of your space. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Now this time, take your right foot. Let's see, left foot behind right. So left toes behind right heel. Left toes behind right heel like you're standing on a balance beam, and then start to crawl your hands over to your right or off the right side of your yoga mat. Pull your left hip back. Breathe up your left side body. Relax your neck. Yeah, use a block to bring the ground a little closer to you if it's helpful. Soft through your face. Unclench your jaw. Couple more. Good, everybody. And then keep your feet on your balance beam. Walk your hands back to center. Keep your feet on your balance beam. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Pull your right butt cheek back. Exhale, fold. Squeeze through your inner thighs, connect to your center. One last time, rise all the way up. Arms reach up. And then as you exhale, just set your left foot next to your right, hands to your heart. Let's flow here. Inhale, reach. Side body stretch of your choice to your right, hips to your left. You can change it up, make it your own. Through center as you inhale. Other side as you exhale. All the way to emptiness. Inhale back to center. Little baby back bend, standing back bend. Cactus your arms, curl open, navel to spine to protect low back. Inhale, re-extend, realign. And then slow dive, stick your butt out, reach your heart forward all the way down and fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Move through your vinyasa or skip it. See you back in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Pigeon pose, right shin to the top of your space. Gently set your body down. So right knee is wider than your right hip. So see if you can get your right knee towards the outer right edge of your mat. And then just like you would do in crescent lunge, hug in. So front knee pulls back, hip pulls forward. I should say front hip pulls back, hip pulls forward. And then keep that. So you're pulling back. You don't want to feel like as you bow forward, all your weight is collapsing forward as well. You want to feel like your right butt cheek is pulling back and lifting up. So like there's an invisible rope attached to your right butt cheek, pulling back, lifting up. There's another variation on your back or in a seat that works better for you. Please feel free to take it. And then I'll come around with a little essential oil spritz. If you do not want it on you, just give me a little raise of your hand real quick. Okay, thank you. Focus on your deep breathing. Imagine each inhalation creates a little more space inside. And exhale, you just soften into that space. You just melt into that space. Take about 3 to 5 more breaths. Anytime. Big sigh. Ah. End of your next exhale, just start to slowly ease your upper body back upright. An invitation to come into a 3-legged tabletop position. So all you do from regular pigeon, plant your hands, tuck your back toes, kind of scoot your back knee forward, and then unthread your right leg. Take it back, give it a nice little shake out. And after a few shakes, bend your knee, squeeze your invisible washcloth behind your knee, flex your toes, and start to take big circles with your knee through space. See if you can make that movement come from just your hip joint. Everything else is still and stable. Push down through your fingertips. Connect to your center, navel to spine. Reverse your circles. Very nice. Finally, extend your right leg straight back and take your right toes off the left side of your yoga mat. Pull your hips over to the right a little bit as you gaze back over your left shoulder. So kind of lean into it or feel around, maybe bend one or both elbows, maybe round, maybe arch. One more big deep breath. Right side nice and long. Nice. Okay, and then bring it back to your tabletop. And take it back to your downward facing dog. If you want to move through a quick vinyasa on your own, you're welcome to. Inhale, left leg high. Pigeon pose, left shin forward, set your body down gently. So left knee wider than your left hip in order to get that external rotation through your hip. So your foot, your left foot can be close to your groin. It can be close to your body. Your shin doesn't have to be parallel to the front edge of your mat, but make sure your knee is wider than your hip so you're getting the external rotation that we're going for. Pull your left hip back, pull your right hip forward so it's like everything's hugging in and lifting up, and then start your bow. And just like when we bow forward in our forward fold, we pull our butt back as we reach our heart forward. Pull your left butt cheek back here as you take your heart forward and down. So this is not sleeping pigeon. It shouldn't feel like you can just plop into it and fall asleep. There's strength and structure here. There's integrity in this pose, and then we're just softening around it. We're relaxing within it. Our big, deep breaths. Open mouth size there anytime you want it. Think about 3 to 5 more. Ah. Soften through your forehead. Soften through your heart space. What would that feel like? I'm going to ultimately leave it up to you. When you feel pretty much even on both sides with your pigeon, start your own transition back to that 3-legged tabletop position. So if you're in regular pigeon, you can just plant your hands, your back knee forward, then unthread your left leg, take it back, give it a nice little shake out, shake, shake, shake. After a few shakes, bend your knee, squeeze your invisible rolled up washcloth behind your knee, flex your toes, and then big circles. The slower you go, usually the more that you can feel and notice. It's like when you drive your car 10 miles an hour down the street, you can notice everything. When you drive your car 100 miles per hour, you can hardly see anything. Same thing in your body. Go slow to feel more. Reverse your circles at any time. And then eventually just extend your left leg straight back. Yep, you got it. And then left toes off the right edge of your mat. Gaze back over your right shoulder. So pull your hips to the left a bit as you gaze back. Look back at your tiptoes. Yeah, you can feel into it. Maybe round, maybe arch, maybe bend one or both elbows. I like to peekaboo sometimes under my right armpit. Big, spacious, full body breaths. One more. Back to tabletop. Back to down dog to stretch one last time here. If you want one final vinyasa, you can take it. And if you'd rather take a child's pose, please feel free. Good job. So wherever you've ended up, just be there. Feel your body. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. Feel all that space inside of you. Your next couple rounds or so, down onto your back, however you'd like to make that transition. You can face whichever direction you want. Once you're down on your back, just like the very beginning of class, hug your knees in and gently rock it out. Let's take one last heart opener. So I will cue for bridge, but if there's a different heart opener that you would rather take, please feel free. So arms down by your sides if you're coming with me. Feet on the ground with knees bent, and your feet are hips width distance apart. All of your toes face forward. Heels and ankles come down straight from your knees. So rather than in front of your knees, just straight down. On an exhale, see if you can pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up. So just a posterior pelvic tilt. And then inhale to peel your spine off your mat one vertebra at a time. If you want, once you're at the top of your bridge, you can kind of rock your shoulders underneath you, find some more opening through the front of your chest and heart. You can interlace your fingers underneath you. You can take robot arms. You can lift and lower just your butt if you've come to my class often and you know what I'm talking about. So your pose, your expression of this pose, about 5 deep breaths. And then after your 5 deep breaths, please take your time, no hurry. But you'll just come down slowly on your own and start some windshield wipers with your knees. Eventually, from your windshield wipers, just let both of your knees fall to the right side. Maybe even bring the outer edge of your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. Breathe down into your belly. And if there's a different variation of a twist that you would rather take, please feel free. And then as you are ready, just switch to the other side. Knees over to your left, and same option if you want. Outer edge of left foot, outside of right knee. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. Send your breath down into your belly. And I, again, will leave it up to you. But when you feel pretty even on both sides, back to center. And just finish off your practice however you would like. So maybe that's a happy baby pose. Maybe that's one final inversion. Maybe that's going straight into your Shavasana. So anything else your body is craving or calling for, if you want to put on any extra layers or grab something to cover up your eyes with, feel free. So everybody, in your next few breaths, in your next about 5 to 10 rounds, you'll start your own transition into your final relaxation. Whatever that looks like for you today. In these last few moments, as you rest, let it be just like a meditation. So we work this entire class, work our bodies so we can tire them out. So maybe we can relax a little bit easier. Maybe now our minds will be just a little quieter. So let yourself have this time to do nothing, to simply just rest and just be. And let these last few moments be a meditation. It's being in your body, noticing what comes, noticing what goes, and just letting it. This is by Jeff Foster. Meditation is absolute permission to be vulnerable, to feel broken, to feel incomplete, to not know how to meditate, but to stay anyway, to stay close to the preciousness of experience as it unfolds moment by moment. It is the love we were always seeking. It is the best friend we always longed for. It is the divine in the ordinary. It is the end of striving for a different self. It is home even when we feel homeless. It is finding ourselves even when we feel lost. It is taking ourselves by the hand and beginning again. No shame in beginning again. No shame in getting it wrong, because we cannot get it wrong. So these last few moments, whatever is inside of you, just let it be there. And like you would be with a best friend, just hold it with your loving awareness. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And as you're ready, just bring gentle movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, toes, maybe a big full body stretch. And then find your way onto either side. Just rest there. One last moment. Just let yourself be held and supported by the ground. Really let your practice settle, absorb inside of you. And using the strength in your arms, start a transition up to seated meditation. Facing forward. Eyes closed, hands gathered to your own heart. And we'll just take one last moment, bow your head to your own heart, and acknowledge yourself for being here, for showing up on your mat, taking time to tune into your body, connect with your breath, connect with yourself in a deeper way. Thank you for letting me guide you. Namaste. All right, friends. Thanks so much for being here. Happy birthday to Christine. Her birthday tonight.